Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on. Coach Cabbage did not realize I was on. Sorry about that. It's right, Mister, and heavy atmosphere today. Oh goodness gracious, there's a lot of dust on here. Ooh wee, Coach Cabbage not a good housekeeper. I do better at keeping the garden cleaned up than I do my own living space. I'm not sure what to say, but the garden looked pretty right nice compared to my room. Anyway, Coach Cabbage had a couple of stories. Couple of stories. I probably do them in 2 parts, just to make sure I get it all in there. Anyway, what it was. One was a deadly story. It's the true stuff. Coach Cabbage got all kind of true deadly stories. In fact, I just got finished doing something that was right deadly. The wind. The wind that did come in last night. Well, hell, it took down a tree on my power line, as you'd expect, living out here in the rural areas where we do. And hell, we thought everything was clear. And all at once, 113, the wind kicked it up as the stuff was moving through, coming out of Oakley to Homer, heading over in here at the side, the Arkin sided place where we live. And, well, it took it down a tree. And Coach Cabbage just got out there with my little cobalt saw, the little blue cobalt saw that I use. And hell, I'd take down a forest if I had enough time with my old ugly self. Anyway, 144. He's knocking at the door. Would you let him in if he is the one? You know, people, the concept of the one goes back a long way. Many cultures. It's not something. It's just like the Melchizedek. Did you know that the people over there, where Abraham come from, they had the Melchizedeks too, and all it just meant was it's just king priest is what it meant. And so the Hebrews were not the first people to come up with it. Actually, the pagan people way over there in the Samaria, not up there in Samaria, but Sumer. We do not want them to have tumors or anything. Even though that they sort of did at one time, they got the piles. But somebody did anyway. But dealing with Abraham wrongly. I mean, they got the place wrong, but I did not. The whole idea of the piles. My granny, old gray-haired granny with the long ears, she told me about the piles and how painful the piles was. And Coach Catfish would only know that. Well, 251. My son, here we go. Now, yesterday evening, I went out to put the blades up. We had this in nasty weather. It was nasty weather. It was, nasty weather. And anyway, I went out there to try to get the blades up early, because when it's really muddy and everything, it's easy for me to slip down. And hell, if I slip down here and bend some of this here metal in my head, I could go around, slump to one side for the rest of my life. Until somebody come in and straighten the rods out and stuff. But anyway, what it was, I went in there to chicken cage with my big old cockerel, and that little hen is. Well, she's not little hen. She's a pretty good sized hen. She's one of them red colored hens. Anyway, Coach Catfish was trying to scoot them in to get them in before dark, for if we had another situation with the weather. And I tried to get the chickens in a little early. Well, hell, I looked down. And I saw him. Little ankle-biting bastards. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. You have no idea how much I hate them little bitches. These little copperheads. But this was not a little one. This sucker was 1.5 feet and going towards 2 foot long. And he was down there looking at me. And I knowed if I do not get him, well, hell, he could get something else. He's going out there checking for the mice and stuff out there around where the chicken feed is. Where the chicken feed is, you'll get rats. When you get rats, you have things that wants to eat rats. Cats want to eat rats. Snakes wants to eat rats. Bears and other things want to eat rats. So anyway, they's congregated. And he had then come to the rat-eating place. And Coach Catfish saw him. Now, sometimes, Satan snakes, according to how they is, they'll want to back off easily. Because they done seen you. They saw you. They don't want to deal with you. It's a harsh thing. They got to deal with you. Well, Coach Catfish's like, what do I have? What do I have? Well, do I have some kind of projectile kinetics? Well, did I have the projectile kinetics? What do I have now? Well, hell, got a knife in my old pocket, and I got some boots on. and I gotta go find me something else. So I stepped out, and sucker did not move, and I think it's because it's fairly cool. Because we having a cool spring, cool summer. That's a song back in the day. Yeah, the snake stayed there. So I got my pitchfork that I do the hay with, and I took it, and I could not ram the pitchfork because they's too small. Even a 2-foot copperhead is too small to get one of them tines in. So I took it to back, the handle of that sucker, and shoved that sucker down in the mud, because it had done rain quite a bit. Anyway, I shoved him down in the mud, and I realized he's wiggling, he's squirming, he's going to try to get out of there at 547. There may be heaven, but do we really want to go there with our family and some of our neighbors? I'm not sure. Anyway, we need to work at the spirit to fix that. But that that sucker was sitting out, writhing, and all I had one hand on the thing, holding that sucker down, and I had it in me boots, and with the rubber boots and stuff, you want to be careful about stepping on a serpent, because the sucker may bite right through. So I could not do that. So I extracted my pocket knife out of my pocket, and I took it, pulled it out, and opened the sucker with my teeth, and got that sucker, and found out where his neck was, close to the rest of his body and his head, and went, and his head went one way, and the body, was there somewhere else. And anyway, that's what happened yesterday. So I got rid of one of them. And I do not do that to the good ones, the ones that would not kill you. I leave them alone, or I talk to them and pick them up and play with them. And, well, I don't play with them, but I try to have conversation with them and talk to them and say, oh, you're a very nice snake. You can take an egg or two, but don't kill the hen. And those catfishes found black snakes. They killed my hen one time. Anyway, that's not acceptable, but on occasion, you got to appease the serpent god and let them have an egg. Until they take like 5 or 6 of them, and then do that every day. Anyway, Coach Catfish out. I just wanted to tell you, when I had to reach down and grab the poisonous snake by the tail and hold him up and stuff and try to deal with him while I was stepping on his head and having that thing down. And, well, that's just country life. There's nothing special. What I really liked is because it has such a good hide, I'd like it to make me a nice bracelet. I used to have me a copperhead bracelet, but I've been trying to, by Torah, we're not supposed to really be doing that with them kind of hides. Anyway, Coach Catfish out, but it's still very pretty. It returned him back to the earth. Crazy, yeah. We saw him. He did not do damage, and Coach Catfish will protect as much as I can from these little ankle-biting bastards. Coach Catfish out. Crazy, yeah. For the whole situation. Yeah.